We are the Nerdy Turtle Network.
Hello, and welcome
Hi,
to Nerdy
Paul.
Turtle. Today we're playing Icons, Crimes, and Misadventures. I almost said misdemeanors. I've literally got the title in front of me and about said it wrong.
I mean, some of them are probably misdemeanors.
Character.
I'll be your GM today, Jason, and with me, as usual, will be Curtis, aka Black Dragon, aka Eddie the Lizard, Mike, aka Anyone, aka the Night Magician.
Nocturnal magician.
Oh, Nocturnal Magician.
Are we calling people? Are we calling him the Night Magician to avoid the stupid pun I attached to the character?
I think I just misremembered it, was all.
Oh, okay. I was just curious. Actually, Night Magician actually.
Yeah, I got confused on that too. I thought it was.
Yeah, you know what? Let's just run with it then. He'll go by both names.
And Taylor.
Life used to be Power Man.
And Taylor, aka Muscle.
The muscle.
Muscle
Yes,
the muscle.
Muscle the Muscle.
Muscle the muscle.
And I want to say he went Power Man, Smuggler, Goliath.
Oh, I forgot about the Smuggler.
Atlas. Because he went just super strength, no powers, and then growth.
Got it.
Got a flex for nerd cred. So anyway, last session, y'all were in Silicon Valley. Through what I would definitely call misadventure, you managed to get the item. However, you ran into some armored guys that you haven't been able to find any information on. Anyone didn't recognize them from any of his adventuring. Muscle had not heard of them in the supervillain community or the superhero community. And they all seem to go by code names, Majestic, and then a number. Specifically, I think it was 12.
Yeah, I was gonna say the 12th was
12,
the highest number
12
we
7,
heard,
and
wasn't it?
5, I believe, were the ones y'all were dealing with.
Well, it's not the glare from the glasses. It's picking up.
It's just new camera. You'll have to work the kinks out.
Have it eat a lot of cereal.
Anyway.
That's my brother.
Anyway, this week, y'all are up in Detroit. The Motor City. Specifically, you are there to, by whatever means prove necessary, get some information from a man known as Gang Rat.
A rat who coincidentally owns a gang.
He is not a rat. Well, not in a biological sense. But a lot of his goings on do go on underground. Detroit has quite the extensive sewer system. You know, any big city would. Though theirs also spreads out, and they service a lot of the county around them. A gang rat uses that to his advantage when smuggling things in and out of the city. Now, Eddie the Lizard has got some history with Gang Rat. Would you like to fill us in on that, Curtis? Just the basics.
Just basically, Eddie used to be an enforcer, hired thug for Gang Rat. Nothing elaborate or anything. But Eddie was part of Gang Rat's Kingdom of Freaks for a while.
And
Eddie
they left
considered
on
himself.
excellent terms.
Yes, Eddie considered himself Gang Rat's number 2, although I don't think Gang Rat ever really considered him close to that.
Eddie's got a high opinion of himself.
He does.
So, y'all made your way to Detroit. The morning that you were about to start scouting out the area, get the lay of the land for making any real plans or making a move. Y'all are eating breakfast. Fairy Prince comes through. Very apologetic. He has a court date that he'd forgotten all about. That he really cannot afford to miss. He is so sorry. He'll definitely be here. He'll definitely be here for the next game or next job.
He has to move furniture for his mother-in-law.
That's Zach, not Fairy Prince. Fairy Prince has a court date. And this is all kind of in a quick ramble scramble. As he grabs some toast, slaps some bacon on it, and he's out the door.
So, did he mean like jury duty court, or did he mean like fairy court?
Oh, that's a good question.
Oh, well, the Fairy Prince would be a part of the Court of Fairies.
Well, having to attend the fairy court date would make a lot more sense for why he's actually attending instead of blowing it off.
Well, I don't know. The way that fairy, doesn't matter. The way they act, they could have kids. They could have to go to a court date. He might be having a fight for.
Show?
Look how that boy talks. He may be a Jerry Springer guy. I don't know. But all right, that puts us one down. Is the plan still workable?
It does. We're gonna have to change. I think we're gonna have to change some of our positions. The Night Wizard's gonna have to take Tommy's place.
All right.
So here's the thing. I know that our plan is to go into Gangrat's arena and fight for the information. Fight to win the information. But the thing is, we're all bad here, but how many of y'all have run a con?
I mean, like, I've probably done hundreds at this point. But
the
I'm
plan
the
is never the
muscle.
plan. Yeah, you're the muscle. But the plan is never the plan, and we'd be fools to trust the rat. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to stick with the original plan on the surface, but we're going to have to squeeze that information out of Gangrat eventually. And since our Fairy Prince isn't available, Gangrat's got some people locked up that he forced us to fight in his little contest. And if you think I'm a jerk, Gangrat likes to rule his kingdom by fear. So there's a lot of unhappy people there. And I'm thinking, since the Night Wizard's not really the muscle, maybe me and Muscle can fight in the arena while the Night Wizard liberates some of these oh God, we just were talking about the word for this the other day.
Is the word malcontent?
Not malcontent, the one where pirates, where you're forced to work on a ship. Oh. Anyway.
I don't know nothing about pirates, I'll be honest with you.
Shanghai?
Yeah, Shanghai, Gang Press, I think those are all terms.
Yeah, Gang Press is what I'm thinking of. Maybe Night Light
Gang
Wizard
Rest.
can liberate Gang Rat's gang-pressed fighters and stir up the malcontents in the audience while the rest of us are fighting in the arena. Then we're in a better position to force Gang Rat to actually give us the information.
So foment a rebellion.
Yeah, unless anyone's wanting to fight in the arena too, but I never really pictured anyone as a as a bruiser.
Oh, definitely not.
So you're telling me that this entire plan hinges upon us absolutely ruining this man's life as the one guy who's succeeded in the thing we want to succeed in, and that will make him tell us how to succeed at it.
Ruin his life, threatening to ruin his life. A little different. We're just gonna put the squeeze on him. He said innocently.
You know what? This is your rodeo. It's your horse. I'll let you ride it. You're letting me walk in, punch things. I'll walk in, punch things.
Gotta hate horses.
They're majestic creatures. Can't carry me for shit, though.
Not even Clydesdales?
I mean, the big horses, yeah. But, like, your common equestrian horse. It's kind of struggles.
Now, let's say Gang Rat assents to our plan and tells us what we need to know. How do we put the rebellion back in the bottle?
I'd say leave that up to Gang Rat.
So we're just lying to him then.
Yeah,
We're gonna
not
tell him we're
scared.
gonna fix his problem, and then we ain't gonna fix his problem.
Yeah, that kind of.
Don't
Well,
get
now-
me wrong.
now, wait a
I
second.
ain't
We're not-
against
we're not-
lying. I just need to know that we're lying.
I'm not talking about promising them anything we ain't gonna do. We just stopped causing the problem.
Oh, I see. So it's really more of a blackmail thing. We tell him, we find out dirt on him that will get people to rebel. We let him know that we know, and we tell him if he doesn't want anyone else to know, he tells us what we want to know. You know?
I'm hoping you get shit stirred up while we're at the end of the fight.
I mean, that might be a good getaway plan. But I wonder if maybe. I wonder if we could. One thing we could do is if we could find out who he has in captivity, we could threaten to let. Let's see. Well, I guess first it would be helpful to know who he has in captivity, and then see if any of them have anyone who care about them and and would have the wherewithal to bust them free if only they knew. And then maybe that's the information we threaten. Whose release is the threat that lets us manipulate Gang Rat.
Maybe, but I have a feeling if he's got people locked up, it's because no one's looking for him.
That would seem likely, yeah.
That both sounds right and depressing.
Right.
Sorry, I've recently come around to a lot of therapy, and I've learned that everyone has internal worth. It's been a real eye-opener for me.
He ain't got the brains, but he's got the wisdom.
Well, no, I have a psychologist wife. It really is helpful. She knows a lot of things I don't.
I never knew that. Didn't realize you were married.
He's mentioned it before.
Most people in the circle do.
Oh, okay.
They've-
Never mind.
It's been a big lesson to not kidnap her to try to make me work a job.
Oh, that's right. He mentioned it in the first session that you weren't here for, Mike. That's what it was.
I didn't know it.
That's when it was. Though I think that time he wasn't sure if she was a psychiatrist or a psychologist.
I may have used the wrong word again. Listen, she does brain stuff. And, like, emotions and feelings. She's helped me a lot in my life.
Not the way that Fairmaster does.
Who? What?
I'm just making up a random villain to clarify that. When you say doing brain stuff, you're not talking about like mental manipulation or anything.
No, I ain't
Like
talking about
silent
those
stuff.
weirdos we lied about in the last times.
Or is he?
Or does she?
I mean, she would have been doing it since high school if she was. That'd be crazy. I don't want to think about that, honestly. Let's get back to the job.
I'm not going there.
Listen, I've already
It's
got to
like-
explain a whole
it's like
mummy thing
Jay
to
and
her.
Silent
Let's not
Bob
do this,
quote
too.
started popping into my head.
Now, does Gang Rat run gambling out of his arena? He must, right?
Yes,
That's
that is a
gotta
big
be
part of his
rough.
income.
So what if we threatened? Let's say you go in and maybe if we could somehow like before the match, kind of like fix the bets in a way, or not? Maybe at least like put out information so that all the odds are against you, and then like you so that you end up with like this ridiculous like 1,000 to 1 payoff if you win, and then you start winning, and then we say, okay, we're about to Gang Rat, we're about to
We
bankrupt
can
you
cash out the
unless-
winnings, or
Yeah,
you could pay us some information.
yeah. If you don't tell us what we need to know, he doesn't throw the match, and then you end up totally then Gang Rat ends up bankrupt from all the bets he's made. It's the trick is to do you know what I'm talking about?
I mean, yes, but also you're talking about me losing a fight.
Well, I mean, you're throwing.
You're talking about me losing a fight.
throwing a fight. It's
Yeah,
all
I
in
know.
your
I'm
control.
joking around. Let's fuck this guy.
And you are just leaving the press gangs and malcontents to their misery.
Yeah,
Well-
we're bad guys. We do bad things to people.
We are bad guys.
I'm starting to think you've got are you aiming to? Sounds like you're aiming to bust up the operation instead of just like find out what we need to know. Am I reading you wrong
Which,
here?
I
don't
just
get me
haven't-
wrong. If you want to bust up the operation after we get what we need, by all means, this is your job.
Ah, criminy. Yeah, I think ultimately the only way we're going to get that information is we're going to challenge Gang Rat. Personally.
Okay. And when he tells us what we want, what do we do then?
Then we got a bonus.
You know what? This guy's a slaver. I can't say I'm going to shed any tears over this for him over this plan. I'm trying not to forget that anyone is ostensibly a hero. Yeah, here
Mhm.
is like a,
You don't
is
want him.
obviously
He's
superhero.
playing a villain. You don't want him to lose himself in the villain he's playing.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I don't know. Anyone might be someone that actually does lose himself in the roles.
Or it could be something that's always a danger.
Yeah,
Right.
And that's always an option, Jason. If you want to offer me some possibilities.
Ooh, I might do that. I might try to remember to do that.
Yeah, that would,
I'm
I
bad,
guess
I'm
I'll
bad
follow
about
you
remembering
the-
to offer y'all trouble, but
Yeah, I think that would fall under his I don't know, stand by his past crimes quality. Stand by their own secrets. Excuse me.
All right.
And also, I could be anyone. Actually, that probably would be more likely because if he could be anyone, he could be a villain. Or they
All
could
right.
be.
Could be
Anyway,
friend, could be foe.
yeah.
So
So
me and Lizard run distraction while either not magician runs secret stealth in the background or runs up the bets to blackmail. Which one sounds easier for you to do?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat the two options again? I was writing down notes.
Breaking out prisoners
Mhm.
or threatening to break out prisoners with clear evidence that you can, or running up bets to blackmail him that he'll lose a whole lot of money. Which one of those is easier for you to do?
Probably the first, honestly, because I know a lot more about like sneaking into
All
places like under.
And that-
it'll be easy enough for me to disguise myself as one of the guards and then just
All right. So we play up the show, and we keep winning fights because let's face it, if he's got somebody that can beat me in a fight trapped, he doesn't for long. So we run in there, we roll some fights, buy some time. Night magician breaks out people, causes havoc.
While you're in the arena, do you think it's possible that you could, assuming that the malcontents include some of the actual participants you'll be fighting, could you kind of like surreptitiously, kind of secretly, and in plain view of everyone, put the word out that we're planning a bust out, so that when we turn the tables, we've got the other fighters on our side as well?
Hey, if
Not
there's
a
a
bad
bust out
idea.
happening and they're entrapped, don't worry, they're gonna be on our side immediately.
Okay, so
Because they're gonna look at us and look at Gangrat and go, Gangrat was hitting us with cattle prods, and this guy was just fighting in the arena.
Plus,
So
trust
He's
me,
gonna let us pass. Let's go past the guy that's just fighting in the arena.
we're a lot prettier than Gangrat.
Okay, so you won't be killing anyone, basically.
I don't kill anyone ever. Well,
Oh, okay.
one
That's
time,
good.
but most
That's
ever.
probably why I recruited you.
Though, to be fair, the one guy I did kill was a supervillain, so it's kind of like iffy. But usually, no.
All right. So y'all finish up breakfast. Y'all are getting ready to go. Now, Taylor, was there a conversation you were wanting to have?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Not magician. Do you mind if we have a private conversation real quick?
Yeah, sure.
All
You
right.
got it.
Close the door. Now, look, I already had some misgivings about this operation. Not this specific job, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because I don't know you. And on our last job, you had a contact in the CIA. Those are traditionally the good guys. And, like, the CIA helped you steal a thing, which is traditionally a bad guy thing. So you like crossing some wires in my brain about this last operation, and I want you to understand, I've agreed to these jobs. I'm gonna keep working them with you. You've shown the payment. Everything's above the muscle board. But you're doing some weird shit in the background that I'm scared about. You understand that?
Are you worried that I'm a narc?
I mean, you are. You have a CIA contact. You've narked at some point in history. But regardless,
I know I'm not there, but ask Kennedy if the CIA are good guys.
Yeah, that's where I was going. First of all, how good do you think the CIA are exactly? I mean, you could just watch the History Channel for a couple hours to see.
look,
I
my
think-
grandpappy's in government. I realize corruption is a muck, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, even past corruption. I mean, even when they're above board, what they're doing gets pretty nasty. But if you're worried about,
I just need to know the involvement we're going to continue to have with the government in this secret fight we're having against
I
some
gotcha.
shadow organization. And I
Well,
need to know we're not going to have too much government involvement here. Because
no,
I kind of
I
go to jail when that happens.
I hear you, and I don't relish working with badges myself. Absolutely. That was just a one. That was kind of a one-time thing, uh, and yeah, honestly, the reason I knew him is that he's a good resource for for whenever I want to find out about international targets, stuff to steal, and he's got a he's got a bit of a powder habit that makes him easy for me to blackmail, which is which I'm making up, but I'm trying to sell the lie that this is a compromised person who is easy to control if we need to. So that's and since we're dealing with Silicon Valley, I thought his government connections would actually be helpful. So that was kind of a one time situational thing,
All right.
and and this guy's no angel, so you don't have to worry about him getting any ideas about sicking the law on us.
Does that satisfy Muscle?
Yeah, I'll let it ride for now.
I appreciate you bringing this up to me. I'm
You are
uh,
the boss on this job, technically. As weird as like the job to job affiliation we're all running is.
right.
But I'm just
um,
let me also stress one point. When we
yes,
do my job, you do not contact the government. You do not have a CIA contact involved with it, or we will end this immediately.
you got it.
All right. Good talking with you. Musco opens the door.
All right, so y'all ride into town. Let's see here. What kind of background? What kind of specialties does Eddie the Lizard have?
Specialties. I don't think I was able to buy him any specialty.
Okay.
I thought about it, but I ultimately did not.
Okay. But you've had some contacts with Gang Rats you were in Gang Rats organization for a while, so. Oh, give me an intelligence roll. Or make it willpower. Make it willpower. As you have to you have to hit up some of your contacts to find out how to kind of get in touch with somebody deeper in the Gang Rats gang.
Give me just a second, Mike. I accidentally closed out of Roll20, so
Oh, no problem. Just log back in.
let me get back in.
Does Gang Rat have a name for his bit of organized crime?
I never gave him one.
Okay. I remembered you referencing his kingdom. I didn't know if that was what he called it, or that was just how you were referring to it.
That's just how I was referring to it. What is going on here? Is it willpower?
Yes. Oh, I guess I need to roll you a difficulty while I'm at it.
Now that's a pretty decent willpower roll right there. Surely that'll get you all that you need. We're right in there, in the heat of it, immediately.
Okay. You run into, you call up a buddy of yours. Who doesn't sound super happy to hear from you, truthfully. But Eddie's probably used to that.
I don't understand it, but I'm used to it.
But yeah, he tells you where you can meet up with a fella nicknamed Grimy. He's got a slight mutation. His skin is very bumpy. Have you ever seen an octopus like disguising itself as a rock or a piece of coral? How some of them can make they'll look kind of smooth, and then all of a sudden they like tense up and everything's lumpy and bumpy and almost got a rock feeling to it. Is how they blend in. That's what Grimy can do. At the best of times, he looks like he had a bad skin condition, and then he can make it actually more rock-like and like blend into bricks, cement, that sort of thing. And alter its color. So, not exactly a high-tier superpower, but useful in what he does. He does a lot of smuggling. He does some drug sales, that sort of thing. He's a low man on the totem pole, but he's been in the organization for a while. And your buddy tells you where you can find Grimy, and that if you're looking to get into the fights or you got a fighter you want to put in, Grimy can get you in touch with somebody.
Cool.
So are y'all gonna all approach Grimy as a group? Or you can go try and see him individually. What's your plan, Eddie?
I think we should go as a group.
Okay. So y'all roll up. Now, Mike, is anyone currently in his night magician disguise?
Yeah, actually, I was wondering if maybe if Eddie should do the solo. Two strangers could very well, along with Eddie, could very well spook Grimy, and Grimy seems to be a little touchy with Eddie in the first place. So we could be on the scene, but maybe in case there's a double cross, but maybe the actual contact is done by Eddie alone. Would you be cool with that?
I would be. I just thought that we would all want to do it.
Okay. Well, they're there. They hang back in the car while Eddie gets out to go talk to him.
Yeah.
I'm also
think that,
pretty well known in the crime circle as a thrill seeker. It ain't too surprising I want to fight in an underground arena.
Yeah, if you think us there would help, then definitely let's do it.
Well, I mean, if it's introducing a fighter.
Yeah, okay, I see. Yeah, Musco, I see. I think I see what y'all are saying now. Okay, yeah, let's all go in. Yeah, I will be in night magician mode.
Okay. All right, so y'all start crossing the street. Grimy looks up, sees all of y'all. Eddie, you see him get this deer in the headlights look. It's like he's taking a minute to decide if he should run or hang around to see what's going on.
I'll just smile real big at him.
Give me a willpower roll.
Big lizard power smile.
To see whether whether you intimidate him accidentally and he runs, or whether you're actually like reassuring. All right, the number to beat is a 7, and that 8 was what you rolled.
Yes.
Okay. He pauses and then he smiles real big. Hey, Eddie. The smile doesn't look completely sincere, but he's clearly decided to err on the side of seeing what you want.
He would be used to seeing Eddie with other people, but those people would not be
nearly 7 foot tall and jacked as I'll get
They,
out.
they wouldn't be pretty boy humans. They would, be freaks normally.
Oh my goodness, he called me a pretty boy and everything.
So you walk up, Grimey's looking at you. He looks at Night Magician. He looks at Muscle. Eddie, did you finally go off and join the circus? He looks over. Right. You must be the ringmaster, and you must be the strong man.
I am a strong man.
Yeah, and I assure you, I am no circus performer. I've played many of the world's finest stages. Thank you very much.
Oh, calm down, Houdini. I'm just ribbing a buddy. So
Of course, sorry. Go ahead.
So what brings you back to town, Eddie?
We're wanting to enter Gang Rat's little contest.
All three of you? And he's looking at the magician, really.
Well, me and Muscle here.
Oh,
Howdy.
okay.
Well, like you said, the ringmaster's not going to get in the fight.
Oh, is he your new boss?
He's just a bud.
I'm a consultant I'm a showmanship consultant. After all, what's an arena fighter without an ability to provide some flair for the audience?
All right, now you're sounding kind of like
He's
Hank when
right.
He talks about it.
But he's like, Muscle's
Y'all two are being
tough.
real weird. Listen, I just want to punch people for money.
Buddy, you may have come to the right
He's
place.
good at it.
Did you hear that?
He's
No,
good.
no flair, no personality. We've talked about this month.
The flair and
Anyway.
personality come out when I lift someone I've knocked unconscious above my head and twirl them around a bit.
Oh, that's okay. That's not bad.
I'll look
We'll
at
talk about
Grime.
this
It's like,
later.
Gang Rat's gonna love having him in the ring.
Yeah. He definitely looks like the sort. Gang Rat loves them pretty boys getting beat up.
Well, if I gotta run like a gauntlet thing where I just fight one after another till I'm tore up to get in there, I understand. I can do that once, maybe twice.
Well, all right, Eddie. I can let Gang Rat know you're here. How do I get in touch with you?
Oh, I'll give him a cell number if he doesn't already have it.
Well, y'all are criminals. I figure you use burner phones.
Oh, well.
I don't know how many people in real life use burner phones, but everybody in all of my games use burner phones. Superheroes, supervillains, vampires. It doesn't matter. Everybody's got burner phones.
It's honestly a lot easier to just use radios at this point, but don't tell nobody.
So
No one listens to radio anymore.
So Grimy tells you he'll get in touch with Gang Rat, see what he says, and he'll get back in touch with you.
I'm sure Gang Rat will be happy to hear that I'm back.
Oh, yeah, he was devastated when you left.
I'm starting to like this gang rat fella. He dislikes you as much as I do.
Oh, come on, Muscle. You were quickly becoming my second favorite meathead.
You are quickly becoming the top of the person on the list that calls me dumb every day. I'm surprised you ain't top yet, but my daddy has the record.
He had a head start.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he started early.
Yeah. Day 3.
All right, so y'all get back to the safe house. By that afternoon, Eddie Grimy has called you back. All right, if your boy wants to be in the fight, He gives you a street address to meet him at. It's not the best part of town. Eddie, you think you remember this area? You're pretty sure there's a big entrance into the storm drains there. And through most of Detroit, the storm drains and the sewers are all kind of worked in together. And you know, Gang Rat keeps a lot of his stuff subterranean, so this is all sounding pretty, pretty legit to you.
Okay.
Next day, and break in here if there's something y'all want to do in the meantime. Because y'all have about a day of downtime. But y'all meet up with Grimy. He shows you the entrance down to the sewer / storm drains. And y'all walk for what feels like about an hour and a half. You get to what looks like a fairly unused portion. And there's an old beat up golf cart. Y'all get in there and y'all drive for a while. Quite possibly outside the city limit at this point. You can't be 100% sure. Like I said, the Detroit Sewer handles a lot of stuff for the county as well. But you get into a more kept up part. You start to see some other people down here. A lot of them have noticeable, mutations. Some are relatively mild, where it's just like a splotch here or an extra limb. As Eddie had pointed out to you, Gang Rat likes to gather kind of people he classifies as freaks.
Yeah, kind of reminds me of the time I worked for the Robster.
And you'll just shrug. Feels like home to me. God damn it! Now I'm picking up your Southern accent, and he's not supposed to be Southern.
It's contagious, friend.
When you mention the Robster, Grimy looks back at you. Was that the guy that was like a lobster man?
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard of him.
Oh, he paid well. As long as you got the job done, obviously.
Yeah, don't you know that song, Rob Lobster?
He did have a bit of a... Wait, no, that's a pun. Hold on. I was going to use a word, then I realized it. Nah, whatever. He had a penchant for killing people.
Well, when you just pinch their heads off like that.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid the pun, then I realized I just couldn't dodge it.
Yep.
Yeah, just got his claws right into you.
Didn't he wind up getting taken out by that guy that it was like a butter storage facility, and he was fighting that fire guy, and it melted. And nasty way to go out.
Yeah, I think that was one of the more ironic deaths I've seen. Well, not deaths, but ironic captures, quote unquote, I've seen. I ain't seen Robster since. I don't know if he's actually still in.
Yeah, I ain't seen him in the news since then either. But eventually you get where you're going. Grimy drops you off. Let me pull up a map here. Alright. So you're in this little section of sewer. Say Grimy drops you off here. Ignore the fact that I have Muscle's miniature there. That was me sizing the map. And you have a couple of heavily armed individuals. They motion for you to follow them. They lead you in here. And this is clearly like a utility area for sanitation workers. but it's been set up like someone's office. You have a little bank of a computer set up over here with 3 or 4 screens showing different. Some of it's areas of the sewer, some of it's an area that Eddie, you'd recognize as being like one of the arena areas that he's got set up down here.
Right.
And sitting in the chair, Eddie, you recognize who it is right away. Let me double check my description of this guy. And he's dressed in a very nice suit. His head is proportionally like too big for his body. He's got one of those oversized heads. And sticking out of one side of his face is like another vestigial face with its own like little arm. And he turns, Eddie, you came back. The little vestigial face is like gnashing its teeth, and its eyes are kind of moving around wildly, and it's moving that little arm.
You always knew I would.
Yeah. I figured you'd go out and make a big enough mess that you'd have to come back.
I'm hurt.
The truth does tend to do that.
You must be the fighter he's bringing me.
Howdy,
Yeah,
howdy.
we
Muscle. The
Didn't
muscle.
come empty-handed.
You didn't leave empty-handed either. He's like, oh yeah, I've heard of you. You got quite a reputation in your business.
Whenever there's a jailbreak, I tend to be one of the ones that get out.
That implies you get arrested a lot too, though.
I get arrested so the others don't. I stop about, 5, 6 cop cars. Take the heat off the team that's getting away with money. As long as they pay me after, they break me out again, everything's all right.
I like a man with a business plan, and clearly it's working for you. You've been in the business for a while now.
I'm glad someone knows about me these days. This group I've paired up with recently don't know a thing about me.
Hey, Eddie don't know a thing about a thing, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. And he looks over at anyone/night magician. You I haven't heard of.
Yeah, I've the night magician is he's basically he is posing. Okay, he's posing as an actual like villain, but clearly this is one that Gang Rat isn't aware of. So
Okay,
he
give us just a little bit on the actual night magician.
Sure. Well, he's mostly an international thief, like stage magician / thief. Latest line in a proud tradition of such characters who've been on perhaps both sides of the law. Like maybe like there's a golden age magician hero, but he was always kind of like a gentleman thief sort of thing.
Okay.
Kind of, certainly old school in that regard, as far as being in it more for the spectacle of the job rather than like, the thrill to kill, as it were.
Okay. In that case, we'll change that comment to I haven't heard about you working in the States. And maybe it's been a little while since there's been a night magician running around.
Well, this is a uncharted territory for me, but I've always considered myself a showman, and I hear this is the greatest show in Detroit.
It is. It is. People come from all over. Uh, which means I have to be cautious. Spear would really like to shut me down, probably just to get their hands on my talent. And of course, you have the occasional hero. Though sometimes they make really good additions to the ring, for a match or two. They looked over at Muscle. Don't let that discourage you, though. Man of your reputation, I'm sure you'll do just fine.
As long as you don't have me fighting like robots. I tend to do bad against robots.
Really? Yeah, robots are expensive. People are much easier to replace.
Besides, you know you can trust me.
He's silent for just a second. Yeah, Eddie, I know just how trustworthy you are. I hope your friends do too.
I would say I trust him as far as I can throw him, but in all regards, I could probably throw him across the state. I don't trust him that much, just for the record.
Good to know.
Now, if you want me to throw him across the state, numbers can be arranged.
I'll keep it in mind if the need arises. The little vestigial side face is like looking at Eddie and kind of hissing. Slapping his brother in the face.
He's so gross.
How dare you? He's your boss. Or was.
So what kind of money are y'all looking for to enter your boy here in the fights?
I'm gonna surprise you, Roki.
How's that?
We're looking for information.
Okay, what sort of information?
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jason, when I do this, because we never really did an intro as to how we got in on this. But it's like, word on the street is that your little kingdom here resisted the syndicate.
Okay, it wasn't the syndicates. It was a group called the Hellfires.
Hellfire, yeah.
The syndicate who y'all were robbing in the first session.
Oh, yeah, that's a big.
Yeah, not a big deal. You forgot Eddie wouldn't have.
Yeah.
We play these games 2 weeks apart and sometimes have gaps.
Yeah.
It's okay to get two names mixed up.
And freaking life gets in the way.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it.
Eddie, he's looking at you he's evaluating you with new eyes. Not a lot of people have heard of the Hellfires. The ones that do are usually the ones that end up having to pay out to them.
We would just like to know how you fended them off, how you stood up to them.
I'm not one to roll over for anybody. It's just not in my nature.
Of course not.
That's for lesser people. He just sort of stares at Eddie hard. But yeah, they thought they had some dirt on me. Yeah, they had some dirt on me. But I managed to find out who a couple of them were, and you know, they're pretty protective of their own. I have to admire that. They look after their own. So
Yeah.
they don't dime out my operations. I don't let their existence leak out to the general public, and I don't dime out. I don't dime out the little tech nerd that I identified.
But for Mescal and me entering your ring and winning, that's worth a lot to you.
Yeah,
That's a good show.
Win or
You won't-
lose, I'm making money.
You won't dime them out, but is there a dollar amount? If there's not, there's not. We understand. I still want to get in there and fight. Don't get me wrong.
Don't make it easy for him.
Well,
I
I'm
like
not-
to punt things.
I know Eddie probably thought he was clever coming in here and asking like this, but I'm not so strapped for fighters that I'm gonna let something that important go. Now, if you want to get in the ring for some money, I'll offer you some money.
I'll side whisper to Mescal. Told you.
And he names a dollar amount. $100,000 as long as Muscle puts up a good fight. And then if he wins the first round, $200,000. And then if he can beat the champ, that's a cool $1 million. Now he looks at Muscle. I don't expect you to beat the champ. Let me just be, straight with you here.
Coming in first night and suddenly doing that seems like it'd be kind of disrespectful. I'll be honest. I still tried. Don't get me wrong.
Our champions have some turnover around here, but the current ones have been hanging in there.
Do you mind if I ask the name?
Collateral Damage.
I'd like to roll for
Yeah.
Muscle's knowledge on supervillains.
Give me a roll.
A 9.
An 8.
So I know some general stuff about collateral damage.
Only a little bit. He's not technically a supervillain. At least not in the United States. Now, there's other parts of the world where he's like wanted for some war crimes and stuff. He has operated more as a superpowered mercenary in a more, and think of that in like a more traditionary mercenary role. He goes in with like regular troops in war zones kind of stuff. But he ain't too picky about like the rules of engagement and stuff. But
Is
big
he using
guy.
his full arsenal in there? Is he like firing mortars and shit at people?
He just
'Cause
uses
I can
what's
understand him staying.
He just uses what's attached to him.
All right.
And this guy, let's see, with a 1, you think maybe he was a cyborg or something? And you're like, yeah, because he's got that one. Basically, he's a couple inches taller than you are, Muscle.
Ooh, he's big.
Yeah.
He's very bulky. Not as like cut up defined muscle. He's just kind of a big slab of meat. One arm ends in almost like a, not so much a usable hand, but almost like just kind of almost like a mace.
He's a board.
Like a lump. And he's had a weapon and a blade implanted into that arm. And like the where you ought to have like where his pecs and his abs and all that, they're oddly like squared up, like he may have some sort of implanted armor. And other than that, he's super strong. You're pretty sure. And that's about as much detail as you've got on him, because he never really works the super, quote unquote, super villain trade. So y'all never really run in the same circles.
But I've seen heroes fight him, or like memory of a hero fighting him once or twice.
Yes. Mostly either heroes that operate on an international scale or heroes of these other countries that he was fighting in.
Yeah, he's a guy I know about, but I don't really have a stat sheet written out about him.
Right.
But I don't feel like he can roll me over, so I'm perfectly fine with fighting him.
Yeah, and your overall impression is that this is gonna be, this is a tough dude. But it's not like they're putting you in the ring with a Primus or something.
Well, he's dead, so obviously not.
Well, yeah. Fair enough. At this point.
But boy, howdy, if they did put me in with Primus, I'd give it my all. I always wanted to go up against him once.
Gang Rat just kind of looks at you. Why in the world would you want to go up against somebody that you know is going to whip you?
It's more of a status thing of how long you last against the best. It's easy to sell yourself. If you say, I lasted 5 minutes against the Primus, that carries some weight.
Yeah, okay. In your line of work, I guess I can see that.
Plus, he's kind of into that.
I could tell by how eager he is to get in the arena.
That's what makes him such a good fighter.
Well, the fighting's going to start up in an hour or two. Y'all feel free to rest up. One of my boys here, and he points to one of the security guys, they'll show you where the bar is. You can mix and mingle with some of the other clientele.
I get to get drunk and fight. This is great.
You might not want to get too drunk before the fights.
Yeah, I don't want to get too messed up. No. Just a shot or two.
Yeah. Loosen yourself up.
Mescal, this will be just like Christmas.
I certainly hope not. I don't really want people dressed like that coming on to me right now.
Alright, so the security guy carries y'all off. Or not carries you off, but he shows you down to the bar area. There are some people in fairly fancy dress standing around. Some of them are wearing like masquerade masks. Some of them are just wearing like COVID masks. They've done little stuff to like conceal their identity. Other than that, though, they're mostly dressed in like, kind of fancy dinner apparel. And this area in the storm drains have been very, very cleaned up. There's rugs on the ground. You don't completely get away from where you are exactly, but it's a lot cleaner and nicer than the areas you've seen up till now.
So, hey, Eddie.
Yeah.
I know I give you a lot of flack, but that man's just rude to you. I'm sorry you have to go through that.
One of the reasons I'm going to bring him down. But the bar here is good.
King Rat knows his alcohol. And you quickly find out it's mostly top shelf stuff. Because, he's got rich clientele. And rich tastes himself. As y'all enter the room, y'all get a few looks. Eddie doesn't get stared at as much as maybe he usually would. Because these people are used to dealing with gang rats people. And there's a lot of the gang rats are workers in here, or a lot of them in here are obvious, have an obvious mutation, but they tend to be the slightly more human-looking ones that are like interacting with the clientele the most. You hear some people, talking and laughing about the folks they saw in cages earlier. What they looked like and how much they were, the ones that were trying to get out and the ones that were begging to be let out. Now, Muscle, you have a lot of people walk up and start talking to you.
Previous clientele?
One or two of them turn out to be people that had hired you for something or other. Not super villains themselves. Maybe they had, in some cases, maybe they'd hire you bodyguard style. One or two of them might have hired, you and some other folks to go do something.
I've been in a lot of work. Heck, I've been a volunteer firefighter before. I've done a lot of things.
But most of them just took one look at you the way you're dressed and assumed you were going to be one of the fighters and comes up and just talks to you about that.
I do, in fact, have a shirt that says bad guy on it.
And the eye black done up like a domino mask around you.
Yep.
And some of them know you on site. Even the ones you hadn't worked for, there are a lot of them here that know you on site. Because clearly, if they're coming to watch, superhumans fight, clearly they're into superhumans.
Muscles made the circuit.
So there's some little buzz of excitement about the fact that you're going to be in the ring. Somebody asks you, did they bring you in to fight the champ?
I gotta punch through a couple of hoops first, but hopefully.
Oh, good. They're going to have you in some of the run-up fights. Good. It's a full card tonight.
I'm kind of hoping to, run the gauntlet. Really impress some folks.
Now, as this is going on, y'all going to be getting the lay of the land. In fact, why don't y'all give me awareness checks to see just what all y'all might pick up. The number to beat is 6.
I got a 5.
All right, you're mostly busy getting your shots and talking to people.
I got a 6.
Marginal success.
Y'all came in on one side. You can get, you can see kind of the door to the back that you're pretty sure is going to be storage for the alcohol, and it was kind of back behind the bar. The tunnel continues on down, opposite the way y'all came in. You figure down that way is probably where they're keeping a lot of the prisoners. And then we'll say kind of to the south of you, there's a big armored door that is clearly not part of the original storm drain stuff down here. You figure that opens up into the arena. Gang Rat likes to find these abandoned or seldom used areas, and the actual arenas he'll do, he actually kind of reinforces them because, it's super people fighting, stuff can happen. And it would be bad for business if part of the city caved in on top of you.
Yeah, that would not be good.
Do I see anyone who clearly... do I see any obvious guards around here?
Yes, there are very obviously some armed guards. Though in this area where the clientele are, they're dressed nicely. They're visibly armed, but they're just kind of standing up against the wall, watching, arms crossed.
Okay, I might want to pay special attention to one or two in case I need to duplicate them later.
Okay. You've got plenty of time to kind of study the guards.
Yeah.
Now they do not have name tags or anything like that, so you don't know who they are. But...
Okay. And no obvious mutations amongst them.
There's a couple of them that look normal. I mean, maybe they're a smidge bigger than normal, but nothing that you'd say is superhuman. Where the rest of them, they've got splotchy skin, or maybe they've got scales, or They look kind of typical for gang rats people.
Okay.
You do manage to pick out kind of who you think is the head of security, and he looks pretty normal, other than he's got kind of the pupils in his eyes are kind of slits. They kind of remind you of snakes.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the ones I'll pay extra attention to.
And while he's got a pair of sunglasses, like, with one of the arms looped into his pocket, he's walking around just, face bare with his eyes out, looking fairly intimidating.
Looks like the visitors when they took their contacts off.
Kind of. Because he looks fairly normal. He's a big dude, but he's fairly normal looking other than that. And unlike the rest of them that are up against the wall, he's like walking around and occasionally speaking to some people. Muscle, at some point, he walks over to you, makes a comment of, "Oh, you're the new fighter we were told was coming in. Yeah, you look like you ought to give CD a good run for his money."
Yeah, I'm hoping to. I was a little worried when I first heard it was him, because the whole, he has, siege artillery kind of stuff. I know he's owned a tank at one point. Then I was told that, he's got limits on how much he can bring in the ring, so I was okay with it.
Yeah. He's got that whole cyborg implant stuff. But...
yeah, but that's fair. I've got, genetic stuff going on.
Don't we all?
By the way, Eddie will light up a cigarette. I always forget to play that he's like a chain smoker.
You should get you a prop cigar or something.
Yeah.
I've got one later.
I see we don't have a methane problem down here.
Not in this area, at least.
And of course, the reason he does it is that lizards that smoke get to call themselves dragons.
The team needs to find Eddie's D&D collection at some point. Discover that he's just a big nerd.
Maybe he games online with Serpent Boy.
That's how Gang Rat used to keep him in line. You'd blackmail him. I'm going to tell everyone you're a big old nerd.
I found these. He holds up a bag. You hear the dice rattling as he shakes the bag.
Then it became slightly more popular in culture to be so, and it stopped having power.
Yeah, that's right.
That's when he left. All right.
As soon as okay.
So eventually y'all are ushered in. You go through those metal doors, and there's another set of doors a little bit further up. And in front of those, and each side, are stairs leading up. Have I moved? No, I have not moved y'all over yet. All right. Let me move y'all over there where y'all can see the arena. So, all the spectators get up around the edges here. Let's see, anyone and Curtis, y'all are up top with them too. We'll just put you there. Oh, that's right. Anyone's way down here because he was from a previous season.
And anyone's going to be sneaking around at some point, though, right?
Yeah. And
okay.
You are not locked in. People. There are people going and fetching drinks for people, but people can also walk down to, go to the restroom, go get their own drinks. Only the people in the arena are locked into the arena area, not the folks in the spectators. So you can see, this is the side y'all came in. Then down to the south, there's another exit out. Muscle, if somebody comes and escorts you, and you come, they lead you down. You see some of the people that are in cages, and they lead you around, basically to a room that would be to the south of this place. So you're pretty sure you're going to be let in on this side.
Anybody in the cages I tend to recognize, or do they just like, that's a hero, that's a villain, that's a hero, it's a villain?
Mostly it's just mostly it just looks like civilians. Now some of them have obvious mutations. One of them's got glowing eyes.
I'm really starting to feel bad about being in this place. I'm starting to feel like a bad person, not just a bad guy.
Some of them are cowering and looking pretty upset. Some of them are up, kind of pacing around, looking kind of pissed. Not looking happy to be there, but definitely looking ready for a fight.
That's fair.
So y'all watch, the first fight of the evening. It's two people that clearly not costumed. These are just folks with powers. As soon as the fighting's announced, one of them kind of bursts into light. The other one sprouts claws. And the fight is fairly short and brutal. The guy with claws, gets in a couple of good licks. Then he gets blasted, knocked back against the wall, and before he can kind of recover and pull himself up off the wall, it's just a constant barrage of blasts before he's finally, before the blaster finally lets up long enough to let him hit the ground. The winner of the fight does not look particularly happy. People with a gurney come in and haul off the other guy.
Could we tell if if the Claw dude is dead?
Give me an awareness roll.
Character sheets.
Difficulty 7. And you got a 7, so that's a marginal success. You can't tell, you're too far away to see if he's breathing. But when the folks throw him on the gurney, you got one guy that, kind of checks his pulse, kind of nods his head, sits it on his, sits his hand on his chest. But where they put a sheet over him, they only pull it up to his chest. They don't, cover his head.
Oh.
Okay.
And they're dressed like, EMTs, they look like they look like they could be driving an ambulance in their day job. And then they gurney the guy out. So more than likely that one lived. It'd be wasteful if people just died every fight. The second fight,
they're not scripting it.
Beg pardon?
At least we know they're not scripting it.
Yeah, this first fight was not elegant at all. It was two people just trying to take the other one down before they got hurt. The next fight up, it's a couple of very obvious cyborgs. One got a whole mohawk, wearing biker leathers. The jacket is sleeveless, so you can see the big mechanical arms. The other guy isn't wearing any clothing, but there's only a few bits that still look meat on him. And they proceed to pound on each other, to jump back. They've got built-in weaponry, so there's bullets flying around. Before that fight started, you had sheets of probably some sort of reinforced glass or something that dropped down over the spectators. And sure enough, during the fight, a couple of stray shots hit the glass, and they leave a little mark, but not they don't break anything. As this fight is going on, one of the security guys comes by you, Muscle, and tells you, hey, get ready, champ, or get ready, bud, you're up next.
Well, thanks for the vote of confidence. All right, I'll go ahead and get stretched. Muscle's just sitting there doing every conceivable athletic stretch.
He looks like an athlete getting ready to not perform, but
step on the field. This is just gonna be building up some stats. Love it.
All right. Should have had the other map set up as well. Alright, so when they step you out there, and so far, you see this green stuff on the ground. So far, the ground is just like gray stone. Had a map with and without the green. I used the green. But, where is... there's Muscle. So they walk you out here, and they walk your opponent walks out. I don't know if I got a good mini for her or not. And she's about 6 foot tall, so tall woman. She's got an athletic build to her. You can see muscle definition.
Always a fan.
And she's wearing, it's not really a costume. It's cut almost like a one-piece bathing suit. It goes up around her neck, and then kind of diamonds out and down her chest, and then and some boots. When she steps out, the crowd cheers like they recognize her. She does. The look on her face, she does not think much of the crowd. And we'll just use that one. Muscle, there is an announcer who's been announcing these people. And and they announce, Muscle, or Muscle the Muscle, new to the arena, Muscle the Muscle. They rattle off some of these stats that you've gathered on yourself. There's a little display on the wall that it even shows like news clips where you've been caught on camera doing stuff. Walking through a wall, punching out a hero. Taking a good lick from a hero, but either standing your ground or getting back up quick. Stuff displaying that you're tough.
Man, they really go out on this. I wouldn't be surprised if Knockout Queen had fought here at this point.
Yeah, they like their circuses around here. And his opponent returning to the arena for the 6th time, Alloy. And as they say her name, her skin starts shifting in the middle.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, that's the only reason I've survived this long.
Also, I'd like to go ahead and state I got like a general don't like to kill people rule, so Even if things go south for you, don't worry too much about it.
No, that's reassuring, actually. I'll try to.
I hope you extend the same gratuity to me.
I fight as hard as I have to survive. That's all.
That's fair.
All right, now the crowd is very into the fighting at this point, or been very into these matches at this point. Before Muscle starts, and Alloy actually start their brawl, what are you two doing, Curtis and Mike? Or I guess I should say Eddie and anyone. You've been standing around like blending into the crowd for these first two little scrub matches.
Right.
And Muscle's going to try to put on a good show, so it shouldn't be too quick.
I think Eddie should have some people that he knows here. I think we're still early in the game because Muscle's going to have to do, 3 or 4
It sounds like there could be 3 fights.
So we're a little early to liberate the people that are kidnapped and gang pressed. Because if we do that, then we raise the alarm.
That's fair.
But there's got to be some people in the crowd that Eddie knows. And so I think I am going to mingle through the crowd, finding those people that Eddie at least thinks he can trust, and let them know to get ready.
Now, is this the clientele that you're talking to, or is this some of Gang Rat's like security folks and the people serving the drinks and?
I was just assuming that there are people down here, residents that aren't necessarily staff, maybe, that are watching the fight as well. But maybe I'm wrong.
No, that makes sense. People that kind of live in the area. Maybe they weren't buying the high dollar drinks that were in there, but they pay enough to come in and to watch the fights. Yeah, okay,
and like I said, any security guards that I'm and staff that like I said, he rules by fear, and there's got to be people that Eddie thinks he can trust that don't like Gang Rat, that ready to make a move.
All right, so you start kind of making a circuit. What is anyone doing?
I'm trying to pay attention to the guards around here. Do I see am I able to tell if all the guards are, or how many of the guards I've spotted so far are in the arena at this point?
Yeah, I mean the guards stick out pretty. They're pretty obvious. Intentionally so.
I don't expect them all to be here, but
oh no.
Can I get a sense of how many, what percentage of the guards I've seen so far are actually here, as opposed to behind the scenes with the press gang?
All right, the guards do not look like police officers, but I am going to use police officer minis for them. There's basically one in this corner, if you can claim a rounded off room has a corner. And then one down here. And that's all that's in the arena area itself.
Okay, so there's probably a fair amount still behind the scenes.
In the bar, there were 4 or 5 wandering around back in the bar area, plus the head guy.
Okay.
When the door is open and they've let fighters in, you could see that there were a couple of guards back there where the fighters are. But these are 2 of the more human-looking guards. And there's just 2 of them, they're ready to deal with, if a client gets a little too drunk or something, or, You know, they're not looking around like they're expecting like serious trouble. They're just kind of there to reassure the clients and to, you know, bust up if the client's getting a fight, bust them up or something.
Yeah. So I want to at least take a look around just to get a lay of the land. I don't plan on freeing anyone yet, but I just want to like try to like mentally fill out the rest of the map of this place.
Okay.
Particularly to find where is gang rat like visible in the arena.
He is not.
He
He's
doesn't
probably
even
in.
have like a ceiling box.
No, y'all have not seen him at all, except on the big monitor when he initially appeared to welcome everybody.
I suspect he might be at that little control office that we saw when we entered here.
This was the arena that you saw on one of his screens, so you know he can watch from there.
I'm sorry?
I said this arena y'all saw on one of his screens, so you know he can watch the arena from there.
Yeah.
But okay,
I think I'm just gonna. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I think I'm just going to like when it's maybe at a moment when the cheering kind of like boosts up, like during a particularly dramatic moment. I may take that moment to sneak out and then assume the shape of one of the guards in the arena, just one of the not the head guard, but just one of the basic guards.
Okay.
And just stroll around, and just to see where everything is. And if anyone comes to me, I'm just gonna say I need to take a leak and leave it at that, all casual like. But that'll be my plan, just to scope out.
Okay, that sounds good. All right. Muscle, give me an initiative roll. That is your coordination.
Right away. Let me double check that I don't have the... No, I do not have the specialties for anything. Muscle is my most specialty heavy character.
All right, there's what I need. Worked out. All right. Open. Let me roll for alloy. All right, her coordination is... All right, so she got a 7, you got a 9. So they ring a bell, you know, boxing, wrestling style. And Muscle, you get to go first.
Go Muscle. Go Muscle.
All right. I will go ahead. And I'll just go ahead and pop up right on her and throw a punch.
All right.
Let's see what she's got. I'll also, as always, have no control over my icon.
How? It's on your character sheet. It's assigned to you. How does it keep doing that?
I don't see it assigned on my character sheet. Because when I look at my specific info for Muscle, it still shows the no icon, the little base image.
Hang on a second. I dropped it in the default token, but not in the avatar. That might have been what happened. Microburst, man, there's my school. Alright, let me delete that one off the map. And let's try dropping you on there again. Now try it.
Still no control. Strange.
Let me delete the default token. And we'll try it one more time. If it don't work this time, then you just have to tell me where you want to. And I pay for this crap. What in the world? In Player's Journal, Tarky can be edited and controlled by Tarky. What else does it want me to do?
Yeah, because it's not letting me drop an icon from the Muscle sheet on.
And that's literally all I've ever had to do.
Yeah, this is the first time. Oh, wait. I got one now.
And all I did was redo what I've done twice already.
Huh.
Roll20's been around a while. They need to get this basic stuff working.
It must have just been a hiccup. Alright, but it does look like I'm clearly close enough to walk up, throw a punch.
Yeah.
So let's just see how the first hit lands. See how, play it safe, play it soft. See how it goes. One solid hit.
Alright, take your swing.
Putting in my martial arts into it. Throwing out an 11.
13.
Ooh.
So you go out, it's a good solid swing, but you're kind of testing the waters, careful not to overextend. So you throw it out, she dodges easy. And she drops back, her hands come up in a manner that lets you know she's had some boxing training.
All right.
Oh, and we lost did we lose Mike?
Uh-oh.
He's muted right now. Oh yeah, he's having mic issues.
And he can't hear anyone. That's not good. Well, we'll carry on and hope he pops back in. In a second. So she dodges that, no problem. And then she returns a swing on you. Ooh, but only with an 8. She went from her best roll to her weakest roll.
I like the sound of that. All right, now get out the way.
Yep.
Like how this is going.
All right, Curtis.
Yes, sir.
You see somebody, you spot somebody, he's one of the people you were kind of looking for because he comes to these fights a lot. He used to tangle with heroes himself back in the day. And he's really into kind of the strategy and how people use their powers, and really he's really into super fights. Now you think about it, him and Musker could probably have long conversations, about various superhero, supervillain fights. But the last time he was involved in one, he got a leg messed up a little bit. It's just a slight limp now, but it put him out of the business long enough that he never tried to get back in. But it was a job he was doing for Gang Rat, and he didn't feel like he was given the right information. He's always held a grudge against Gang Rat for it. Really does not like the guy. So
Gotcha.
you wouldn't trust him like a bosom buddy, but you trust him enough that you tell him, hey, be ready if anything goes down. He's not going to run the gang rat of all people to talk about it.
Exactly what I'm looking for.
All right, so you slide up to him.
It's like, hey.
His name's Jerome.
Hey, Jerome.
Eddie, somebody had told me you were back in town. I didn't believe him.
Yeah.
I figured once you got away from that rat, so and so, you wouldn't have come back.
Oh, I came back, but I came back to make some changes.
Oh?
Yeah. Be ready.
Oh. Give me a willpower roll. See if you manage to sound confident to him or whether you just sound arrogant and about to get your tail kicked.
Maybe a little of both.
All right, so you rolled a 1, so that's a total of 5.
Not my best roll.
He got it. So he just kind of looks at you. Oh, really? Well, good luck with that.
And I'll nod over to Mescal. He's one of my guys here.
Oh, really?
It's not just me making a move.
Oh, I see. He seems a little more interested now.
I'll pat him on the shoulder. So just be ready for your chance,
All right.
Maybe you can get a little payback.
Slide Eddie over here. We'll say Jerome's over here somewhere. The crowd's starting to get into the fight. Muscle, go ahead and take your next turn. I know anyone was waiting for a real crescendo.
She had a good one on me, but I'm gonna give it a second swing.
Okay.
Still not a great roll. Yeah, still gets out of it.
Yeah. Right now, y'all are looking like two boxers just taking swings and ducking and diving.
All right.
The crowd is they're not getting bored yet because this has only been a quick exchange.
Yeah.
She comes back with a right hook. So you need to beat an 11.
11. She gets a marginal for half damage.
Right. So she catches you across the chin, but you realize it was coming. We're already kind of rolling your head with the blow. Let's see, what is her strength when she's got her density going? So yeah, she's got a strength of 7, so half of that would be 3.
So my resistance will take care of that.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't hardly damage bricks with half damages.
But at least gives a little bit of the show of something to look at.
And it makes a little noise when she hits because even at half, that's a metal fist.
Yeah.
Hitting a solid dude. So then the crowd kind of roars because she you get the impression she's almost a fan favorite around here.
As it hits me and I kind of clock the numbers in my head, I just kind of go, "Oh, I'm so sorry. This is gonna be a long fight for you." Because I know now that, like, at full strength, that's only gonna get me a little bit. She gonna have a hard fight.
She gets a concerned look on her face. Because
Don't get me wrong.
Your little
Can't
laugh
hurt
seems so
me.
genuine.
You can hurt me and you can win you a bit quicker, but it's gonna be a long one.
Endurance is my specialty. But anyone, you were waiting for the crowd to really, rip and roar. When you see her clock, Muscle, the crowd kind of roars. That's your chance to kind of slip back down the stairs.
Sounds good.
And you said you were assuming the form of one of the upstairs guards as you walk out.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you go walking back through the area, and there's a couple of some of those security guys are still out here. There's a couple of clients out here that were like refreshing drinks or getting food. One of them is holding a tray of food and like rushing back upstairs because he heard the crowd pick up, and now he's worried about what he missed. He really hopes he didn't miss somebody getting killed. Back inside, Eddie, you slip around. You see one of the staff that's up here walking around like refilling people's glasses. And you've known this lady for a while. She's not what you call a frontline combatant. But she can spit this gunk and like blind people with it, if she hits well enough. But you also know that she's not a huge fan of Gang Rat. She works for him, paying off some of her father's debt. Her father's already passed, but Gang Rat feels like the family still owes him.
What's her name?
Diane.
I'll walk up. It's like, I'll take a drink, sweet Diane.
Oh, Eddie.
He's such a lizard.
I didn't think we were going to see you anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, she starts pouring the drink and she's like, wait, are you here as staff or a client?
I'm here to make some changes.
You.
Um,
You and what army?
Well, you can't see the army other than the big guy in the arena.
She kind of glanced over. Hey, he's... Oh, so you've got some people with you.
Oh, yeah.
All right, give me a willpower roll. See how convincing you are to her.
I might be exaggerating the number of people I've got with me. But...
I'm gonna get out of this fight, and there's gonna be 6 people trying to murder me.
You beat her by 3. You're fairly convincing. She's sitting there, looking, hands you your drink, and is looking a little hopeful. He took a lick from Alloy pretty well. An angel can throw a punch.
It's time to make a move. So just, be ready. Maybe spread the word. There's plenty of unhappy people around here.
she got a few people she might want them to be ready that stuff might go down. Now some of them are just going to run, but some of them might be helpful.
Yeah. I'm not asking them to start anything. Just be ready when we do.
Okay. Meanwhile, down in the arena.
I'm just loving that the tagline of this episode is, just be ready.
Gotta get the word out.
All right. Gonna go for a good old haymaker.
All right.
Kapow.
Have I rolled above a 3 yet?
Your numbers have all been higher than that, but what you've actually rolled in the dice, I'm not sure. I haven't looked.
No, I ain't rolled above a 3 yet.
No, because 11's as high as you've rolled.
Yeah.
Good thing you got good stats.
Well, I've got strong stats and
Bad roll on her part.
Yeah, I've got combat specialties that help out a lot.
All right, so that's a major. And how much damage do you do with a punch?
7.
Okay. So she takes a little bit of damage. Is a good solid lick. Feels like you're punching solid steel.
Seems about right.
Rocks her head back. She takes half a step back. Kind of wobbles for just a second. Kind of shakes her head. You can tell you didn't do much damage, but she definitely felt it. And that was a major. Let me see. Do majors trigger the...
May slam the target.
Yes. Alright, so yeah. Alright, so give me a strength roll versus her strength. And we know her strength is a 7.
1 above.
Alright,
Because
so
we're both currently sitting at strength 7.
Yep. Alright, so slam on a moderate. Alright. So you knock her prone. So she'll have to spend her movement next round to stand back up. So she's hit you once, you hit her once. Because we're not going to do the full drawn out fight because that'd take forever. So we're going to do about one more round of fighting and then just look at who's done best overall.
Alright.
And then time wise it'll have taken longer.
Also, for the record, Alloy is a human, right?
Yeah, she looked perfectly human when she walked in, and then she morphed into steel.
All right, I'll keep that in mind. And since I've got a reaction available, because nothing is messing with me right now, I'll go ahead and set up for a parry on her. Which is just like if my defense beats her offense by a big enough number, I'll get some extra nonsense going on.
Well, that's automatic anyway when you make a...
Yeah, just making sure that I have the reaction available to do so.
Gotcha. Yeah, anytime your evasion result is a massive failure for the attack, you get the auto hit. I had a character basically knock himself out last night doing that. He ran up, took a swing at one of the guys, and got the auto hit on him because he flubbed it so bad.
Nice.
Yeah. I've got a bit of an advantage to do that against a human target.
Really?
I've got a danger sense, which will add to the prowess check. It's a limit of human only and line of sight. So as long as I can see a person,
Oh, okay.
against that person, I've got the essentially a +1.
I got you.
But that's also why I say like I'm bad at fighting robots because I can't do that to them.
Got you. Makes sense now. All right. Anyone, you are out exploring kind of the facility. Give me. I don't think stealth would be right. Give me willpower to, just walk casual.
Right, casual.
Because if you look like you're trying to sneak around, it's going to be. It's going to draw attention. Well, that's 2 very bad rolls.
Phew.
Luckily for
First
you,
one, mine
I
was,
rolled worse, so.
Yep.
I'm picking up just a slight echo every now and then. But I don't hear it now. Oh well. So yeah, so you're walking around, the other security guards, they make eye contact with you, they nod at you. But nobody tries to stop you, You walk over kind of towards the side the restrooms are on. But then when nobody's paying attention, you just kind of slip past them.
Right.
You're down that side hallway. You see where the cages are.
What kind of lock mechanism is on them?
Big pardon?
What kind of lock mechanism is on the cages?
Some of them it looks like regular padlocks. Some of them it looks like the cage is made out of like some unusual material, or it's like a little more reinforced looking than you would need for a normal person. About half the cages are empty.
Okay.
One of the cages you've got a guy in there that is he's talking to the person in the cage next to him, and it seems to be almost weeping with joy that he didn't have to fight today.
Weeping with joy that he didn't.
That he doesn't have to fight today.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. I was thinking that person doesn't look particularly formidable physically.
No, not particularly.
Yeah.
But he's in one of those reinforced looking cages. So there may be more to him than meets the eye.
Gotcha. So I don't see anything like any electronic restraints or anything like that, or power dampen. Are there power can I tell if there is like power dampening technology around?
At a glance, you don't see anything that looks like that.
Okay.
And in this setting, power dampening technology is extremely unreliable.
Gotcha.
I mean, you've got people that are working on it, but even if it works on one super, it doesn't always work on a different super.
Okay, it's almost like so it's almost like each super would have need their own
right, or at least be calibrated to it.
Gotcha.
It's always been a pet peeve of mine in superhero settings that this piece style just turns it off for everybody. If they're magical, turns it off. Mutant turns it off.
All right.
So yeah, you walk through there, and you further down past that. Oh, beg pardon.
Oh, how many guards are in that room?
In that room, you've only got a couple.
Okay.
Probably would have been more when they were full. You bet the ones that are fighting have already been ushered around to that
the staging area?
Yes, the staging area. That's a good name for it. And a little bit past the cages, you see some more of those. You see like a fleet of those golf carts. These look to be in a little better shape than the ones that brought you. So this is probably how they ship the clients back out and bring
I
them
hope
in.
this ends up being our getaway. Just a whole caravan of golf carts in the sewers.
Just the quiet whir of electric engines, but echoing through the chamber.
Okay. Well, I will note their location.
That's what you say. As you turn around, you go back by. You're walking by the cages again. And one of the cages, there was a lady sitting there when you walked by the first time, and now she's like standing up at the front, studying you as you walk by.
Oh, okay. So, lady in cage studying me.
She looks basically human, but like unnaturally pale. Almost like an albino's lack of pigment. But her eyes are brightly colored. Her hair is very dark.
It's not this isn't gothic by any chance, is it?
No. Gothic's just normal, everyday goth fan,
Goth
pale. This woman's like got no pigment.
Gotcha.
Except, her hair and her eyes look normal. You're not seeing, blood vessels. You feel different.
Oh.
You're not slimy like you were.
Slimy? Was I feeling slimy before?
She kind of perks up, and you sound different.
Oh, this is her talking to me.
Yeah. She's talking to you.
I see.
Who are you? Give me a willpower check.
Sure. And if I pass muster, I'd like to make a kind of like I would like slam the cage with. I presume I'd have like a club of some kind and make a very lewd joke involving said club to kind of reinforce the sliminess deficiency if I get a chance. Let's see what happens here.
All right, so you use your willpower and got a 5. She got an 8.
Oh no. Okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry. That first 5 you rolled was for the. That was the one you rolled earlier. Oh, but you rolled a 5.
Yeah, but I rolled another 5. Very convenient for you.
Yes, it is. You feel a presence slide into your mind.
Uh-oh.
It starts poking around.
Sliding again? Is this going to happen every issue?
Anyone, man of mystery that everybody solves every session.
Exactly. He's the open book.
Now she only, you get this it's like your life flashing before your eyes, but it's only like your recent memories. It's like your short-term memories. It's like you review your short-term memories. You still make your lewd joke, and you kind of, slap the club across the cage or whatever. But she doesn't respond to it. She's still standing there. She doesn't jump back or anything. She just got sitting there oh.
Mm-hmm. Well, once again, our plan has been compromised, but we'll see what she does with it.
She leans in close. Promise you'll get me out of here and I won't say anything. Oh, actually, she's in your head. She doesn't have to whisper it. You hear it in your mind.
Oh, sure.
Promise you'll get me out of here and I won't say nothing. And you can feel the truth to her statement. She's just desperate to get out.
Mm-hmm. I will think that I'll think at her that I'm just waiting for the right moment. So be ready. Be ready.
Tagline of the day: just be ready.
Mm-hmm. It should be equality at this point. Before we switch scenes, I would like to see if I can attempt a maneuver to make equality to represent my new knowledge of the area. Is that a thing that can happen?
Yes. We'll make it an awareness. Let's look at your sheet and see if you got what you got. Probably an awareness roll.
Okay. Insight is only for people, so that won't count. So I'll just make up a straight up awareness roll. Oh, hey, that's a better roll. About this quality lay of the land.
Well, I was looking for the anyone sheet again. Oh, there it is. I really need to move it up there with the rest of the guy. Let's see. Okay. I'll let you add your espionage to this.
Oh, okay, there's a 13.
All right, so a 13. Let me roll for the difficulty. So that is a massive success. So you have 3 free tappings of Lay of the Land.
Cool.
So, like, you're a good note taker. You can jot that down somewhere.
Yep.
And after that little exchange, with her, she lets go of the cage. She's smiling at you, but she makes a little whimpering noise, loud enough for the other guards to hear. And then she goes and huddles back in the corner.
Gotcha. Never drop the gimmick.
Then, yes, back to the arena. One last roll for your fight with Alloy.
All right. Hey, big rolls.
Ooh, but not for her. So that's 8, 9, 10. 11. You got a 14, she got an 8.
Yep, and I'm pretty sure that's going to do a stun. Or may stun.
Yeah, that is a massive success. You do some more damage to her. She's got a roll versus a stun and a slam. So that's your strength versus her strength.
Yeah, I didn't roll good on the strength check.
This will be for the slam. She is very not slammed. And then roll for the stun.
Do I roll separately for them both, or they both checks on the 9?
Oh, no, you roll separately.
Okay.
So she got a 10 on that, and you got a 13, so that's a major success. And a major success on a stun. I want to say that's for sure that you knocked her out, or that she's stunned. Is it multiple rounds, or is it...
Yeah, that might be an X Pages stun.
Yeah, you may be right. Let's see. Slamming, stunning. I'm doing all this. I have the PDF of the GM screen pulled up, which I bet it's on there. Yeah, maybe it's not. I got the page anyway. All right. So a moderate success would stun a target for 1 page. A major or massive reduces their stamina to 0 and renders the character unconscious.
Oh, jeez. So I have a 1-hit capacity as this guy?
Yep.
Whoops.
So that is, now that's not that, it's not that she's actually taking that much physical damage, this is not life endangering.
Yeah, it's just a knockout punch.
Yep.
Just landed perfect.
Yep, you just caught her right on the side of the temple. she spins around, hits the ground.
Down
Well.
goes Alloy.
Lasted as many rounds as it needed to.
Some of the crowd goes wild. Though mixed into the wild cheering, there's also a few which is probably the people that were betting on Alloy.
Mm-hmm.
I'll raise one fist up, and I'll shout, 1 down, 2 to go. Crack my knuckles and step back to the engagement area.
Night
All right.
Wizard taught him some showmanship.
Quietly
Yes, sir.
swiping my brow and being like, whew, I'm real glad I didn't take any damage in that fight.
But
Because I'm going to have to fight 2 more. And the
Right,
first
yeah,
person
right.
I fought equals me in strength. A little scary.
that's before the main event.
Like, I'm just glad I didn't have to pull out my secret trick.
Oh boy. Do we know your secret trick yet?
No, I haven't used it yet.
Alright. That's why it's a secret. But, so yeah, crowd cheers, you've got your hands up. The guys with the gurneys come out. They're like, they lay the gurney flat, and they're like struggling to roll her over into the gurney.
Oh, I'll go assist them if they want me to assist.
They're like, oh yeah, by all means.
Well, I didn't know because injury, you might need to place it a specific way, but all right.
No,
Kinda help.
not with her. She's like solid metal when she's like this.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, get her over in the gurney and help them carry her out. It's a respect thing.
That gives you some more claps from the crowd. They're despicable people, but they like the sportsmanship here.
Yeah, I'm here for the sport of it. I ain't here for the blood. I'm here for the sport.
And the EMT guy's like, yeah, well, she'll shift back as soon as she wakes up.
So does continue the gauntlet, or is there like a fight in between where I?
Yeah,
go
now
to the-
now there's another fight in between.
Ah.
Yeah, so far nobody's had to fight back-to-back fights. It's not actually done gauntlet style. But the next fight, it's the blaster from the first fight and the cyborg from the fight before yours. And it looked like the blaster was going to take an early victory. But they let the cyborg get just a little too close, and it literally fired one of its fists off, rocket punch style. Knocked the blaster off balance, and then it was able to get in. And, then it just kind of ran up and dove on him, pinned him to the ground, and just, punched him till he stopped moving. And then punched him a few more times. It was a real short fight. The crowd didn't have time to get too worked up on that one. It's like they're almost a little disappointed in it. The next fight, it's two slightly mutated people. Now, while these two fights are going on, anyone, have you been making your way back to the arena, or?
Well, I've gotten the layout, so yeah, I believe I would just head back to the arena, and if whenever Eddie gets back, I'd give him the update on what I found. And, of course, appearing in night magician mode before I get back in the eye view of anyone.
Yeah. As you're walking up those steps, there's a little period there where nobody on the top or bottom can see you. So you come back up. Eddie's wandering around, smoozing up to a few more people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You get up there, and these two, mutated people are fighting. One of them is, one of them is generating shadow. The other one is like growing whip-like tendrils out of their body. That fight goes on for a little while. It builds up until the shadow person floods most of the arena in shadow. And then the crowd starts booing when they can't see anything. You can't hear anything over the booing. But then suddenly the shadows dissipate. And the person that can grow tendrils is like, choking out, using his tendrils is like choking out the shadow manipulator. But there's like dozens of tendrils that are fired out from his body, like at maximum length. Almost like he was feeling around in the dark to find the guy.
Right.
And once the guy passes out, the shadow is dissipated, and then the tendril guy drops him.
And the cheering commences.
Yeah, then there's some cheering, and the EMTs run out, and they check the shadow guy, but they pull the sheet all the way up over him before they cart him out, which makes the crowd cheer louder. There's a lady filling a drink for a client, next to you, anyone, and you see her kind of look over and see all that, and she's like, oh, he didn't even want to be here.
Do I have a sense of who she was referring to? To like one of the combatants, or
Probably the shadow guy. She said it as they were covering up, pulling the sheet over his face.
He's okay. So that's definitely a fatality. Well,
the next fight, Muscle, is you versus the cyborg guy. And we're just going to handle this one. We're just going to handle this one with 3 quick rolls because time is getting away from us.
Understood.
So, just rough, quick description of of how you'd be fighting this guy. He's got slightly, he's probably not as strong as you. Probably stronger than most normal people, but not as strong as you. He's got some built-in guns. Didn't look like anything super freaky other than the fact that they're built in. And he's got that rocket fist punch thing you saw him use.
I mean, he's still human shaped.
Yes. He's got mechanical arms and probably some implants inside.
Keep him in view. Step up. I'll just trade blows, see how it goes.
All right. So we're just gonna do 3 quick rounds, and he'll try to avoid you and shoot you. He'll shoot you. He'll try to get you off guard with the rocket punch. Then he'll just run in punching. Because his guns aren't going to be super effective against you. So. So is it 13 your first? Is that 13 your first roll, or is that from the last
I haven't rolled yet. Is he taking a shot at me first?
Yeah, the first round would be shooting, so coordinations.
All right.
Need to be denied.
I will. Oh, baby. This is going to be great.
All right.
Because I have Athletics 3 and Super Speed.
Does the Super Speed actually help you with that roll?
Because I have Super Speed, I can potentially catch a bullet.
Oh. Okay.
So let me set up the roll for this because I have not actually done that yet.
Is that a stunt of some kind, or?
If you have Super Speed and Athletics, you can catch projectiles. Or if you have Athletics, you can catch projectiles. If you have Athletics and Super Speed, it tells you have the ability the potential to catch like fast-moving projectiles, such as bullets.
Oh, wow.
All right. So, does it give you a particular role for how to go about this?
It is counted. Let me get back down there.
Okay.
It's included in, I believe, evasion. Oh, not evasion, dodging.
Yeah, evasion's hand-to-hand. That's right.
But if your dodge results in a massive failure for the attacker, it is a thrown weapon or object, you can choose to catch it and throw it back as a reaction, rolling a normal attack test. If you have super speed, you can even catch projectiles like bullets.
So it's not like the evasion where it's just an auto hit. You do have to roll to hit. Okay.
Yeah, it's essentially you just catch it and toss it back real fast.
Okay. But it's a free attack.
If
But you
I
do have to
succeed
roll.
by enough.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, the difficulty you need to beat is a 9.
So my coordination plus my athletics.
Right. And if you said it was athletics at a master level.
Yeah, because I'm all about sports.
Yeah. It makes sense. So that's
So
a
I rolled a
3.
12.
That is a major.
So it's not a massive.
So you just get out of the way.
Yeah. All right, but then I close the distance and I'm fighting. So 11 on a melee.
Okay. He got an 8.
7 points possible slam.
All right. Roll your strength versus his.
12 on the slam.
9. He goes flying. So he'd have to spend his action getting up, or his movement getting up. Excuse me, not his action, his movement. So he would get up, and since you knocked him, are you going to charge him?
Yeah, I'll perform a rush on him into the wall.
Okay. As you're doing that, he tries that rocket fist thing as you come at him. 8's number, he is not rolling well.
All right. That's a 4, so it's a massive success. I get a free hit on him. If my reaction is available for it.
Yes, this is a new round. So he shoots the fist at you. You snatch it out of the air and throw his fist back at him. So give me the ranged attack roll on his fist, because he was shooting at you as you approached. Let's see his coordination.
Oh wait, sorry. If this is on a ranged, sorry, I threw it like prowess. On ranged, we drop that by 2.
Okay.
So it's not going to attack back.
Okay, I got you.
Sorry, when you said rocket punch thing, my brain went to melee.
Yeah, but no, he was shooting.
Then I'll just, he shot it. I'll get back to fighting then.
All right, and 9 is his defensive. All right, so you do half damage to him, and your half damage would be 3.
Yeah, 3.
Okay. And then the third round.
This time he has to do melee.
Yeah, this time it's full melee.
Only beat him by 3. So don't get free hits.
Nope. That was his lick. Then your lick.
11. He is.
Yeah. You did considerably better than him for most of this fight.
All right, and this is slam. This is stun. 11 for slam, 9 for stun. He slammed.
Yeah, you definitely knocked him
He
prone.
is not stunned, but he does take 7 more points of damage.
But we're going to say, as you lay on the ground, you managed to get on top of him and finish knocking him out pretty quick.
This looks like it was a grounded pounder for me.
Yeah. The crowd ate it up, though, because, you knocked him back. He was shooting and throwing fists at you, and, you were ducking and dodging. So the crowd ate this one up pretty well. Okay, I am getting an echo.
It's on mic.
Okay.
Sorry,
No problem.
I've got a.
As long as we can figure out what it is, that's fine. All right.
And after that, I'll look towards the jumbotron that he's got set up. Be like, one more, pointing to the jumbo. Pointing to the crowd. One more.
And they scream one more back at you.
Let's go, boys. This is the best. I'm having the best time. And I look back to the cyborg guy. Hey, mate, you all right?
Nothing the mechanics can't patch up.
I'm terribly sorry. I kind of got into the bloodlust on this one. I feel kind of bad now.
But, well, on the bright side, the cyborg is at least a guy that was intentionally here for the money, so. It's not like you were
Awesome.
beating up one of the, people that were being blackmailed into it or whatever.
Yeah.
Not this time, anyway. So there's another fight in between, which is the first time that you've seen collateral damage, because as y'all are walking out, he's walking in. Muscle, he catches your eye. I'll see you in a couple minutes.
I like the confidence.
Well, the other guy walking out does not have a lot of confidence in his face. It's the guy. It's the guy with the body tendrils.
Lieutenant.
You from inside the waiting area. They come by. They give you a Gatorade. They ask you if there's any injuries they need to check on. But you look pretty good.
I've got a single bullet hole in the shirt, but no hole on the body. I'm good.
Cool. You hear the crowd roar. You hear an extremely loud gun from the other side.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
And then you hear more applause from the crowd. Curtis, Mike, what y'all see on the other side, this huge guy comes walking out. One big swole up arm that ends in this kind of, just ham hock shaped bit of meat that's got a gun barrel sticking out of it and a blade. They announce, collateral damage, the crowd goes wild. Just a second. But then when the fight starts up, he literally comes up and he fires his gun twice. The guy gets out of the way one time, the next time pegs him in the chest, and he just goes flying back and he's out. He's another one that the medics run out and just cover him up. Where normally you'd think this would be a fight that the crowds wouldn't get into because it was so short, they go absolutely wild.
So I don't suppose anyone has gadgeteering skills, does
I might have a little bit. Let me check my sheet. I've gone back and forth on that, so I don't remember what my no, not really. I've got like one rank in technology. That's it. Nothing like actual gadgetry.
No.
Okay.
Next
I
up.
wonder if there's some way we can help Muscle.
Well, this is the fight that if y'all are going to start some stuff, that you need to be starting it during.
Let's.
You think would he have it? Would he want us to interfere on his behalf?
Did I sound like I was afraid of this man?
Well, no, when I say starting some trouble, I mean like
Yeah.
busting the people out.
Oh, you mean
That phase of the plan.
Yeah,
right the main event? Gotcha.
we need to let those people out now.
Yeah, let's. So I'll go ahead and head back. This time I'll go. Now I did not see the my last runabout. I did not see the chief of security. Right.
You did not.
Okay. This time I'll adopt that guy's.
Okay. Where did I put? All right, there's collateral damage stats. All right, Taylor, if you'll give me another initiative roll.
Now, as we both step out, I would like to take a minute where we're both kind of standing, and he's taller than me. Go. Hold on. I need to square this up for a second. And I put my thumb in my mouth and blow, and activate my 1 rank of growth. So I'm back. I'm up to more or less an equal size to him.
Very nice. And does growth boost your strength?
It gives 1 rank, or +1 to strength, and +1 to damage resistance.
Okay.
While also giving me the attribute large, which can be used for advantage or trouble.
That's fair.
So it's essentially a temporary quality.
So you actually become a little bit larger than him now. And you hear kind of an ooh from the crowd.
Yeah, because this ain't something that Muscle has to pull out very often. And if he does pull it out, you don't really notice it because he'd be big the whole time.
They set y'all up on opposite sides of the little circle in the center. And then the arena floor, the circle and those other 4 little circles you see, they raise slightly, and the arena floor starts filling up with sewage.
Oh, that's gross.
Ooh.
It's a sludge pit match.
Man, am I glad I'm resistant to disease.
Like jello wrestling, but more gross.
Right. Watch out for improvised weapons. You know, shattered glass, alligators.
Alright, but my initiative's a 6. I'm betting this guy's got military too, so he's probably gonna whip that.
Alright, so that gives him a total of... Alright, he will go first. Collateral damage goes first.
Alright, not the worst.
Alright, and
Presumably, he's about to shoot me.
Mike and Curtis, y'all give me initiatives too.
Oh boy. Where's my initiative? There it is. Hello? There it is.
So let's give you a turn, and you a turn, and you a turn. And where did I put Eddie? There he is. And ignore the fact that it says Mott Trooper. I just wanted somebody with a helmeted head. So Collateral got a 10. Eddie got a 9. Muscle got a 6. And anyone's got an 8. All right. The crowd seems excited by the sewage. The announcer comes on and announces, that the champ, the well, they don't call it a championship fight, but the title card match for the evening Muscle versus collateral damage. They have the little jumbotron thing, show a couple scenes from both guys. And it's going to be a dirty fight. And then it details the rules of the dirty fight. You can be knocked into the sewage once. If you're knocked in a second time, you're disqualified.
Oh.
And by disqualified, they mean the second time you fall in, they electrify the sewage.
No, fun.
So like I said, now when you look at the map, the green stuff is green. And like I said, the big circle in the middle and the smaller circles are like raised areas. So out of the sewage.
Oh yeah.
So top of the order is collateral damage. Sure enough, first thing he does is shoot at anyone.
What?
I mean,
He
misspoke.
turns, just shoots
Misspoke.
through the wall, killing anyone instantly.
Right.
Collateral damage is very good at his job.
You were found out before you ever showed up.
Yeah.
But no, I meant muscles.
All right, let's see the number.
All right, so the gun comes up. You hear kind of a clicking internally, like it's loading something, but instead of that rifle type sound you hear thump.
Oh, he's just gonna play to disqualify me.
No. Let me find the power in question.
Because if it swaps from a shooting to a blast, it will have a chance to knock me back.
I mean, he plays to win. He's a professional. But no, this is a flashbang grenade that he's shooting at your face, basically.
Oh, that's funny.
Let's see. All right, this is just a coordination versus coordination.
He's probably gonna have an incredible coordination.
It's
I'm gonna be
decent.
very scared.
He didn't roll very well, though.
So, does that mean it has no effect?
That means it has no effect.
I would like to catch it and put it in my mouth. Really play up the intimidation factor.
Well, it's only a marginal success. Well, you're not throwing it back. It's just
Well,
So
that's
sure.
That's a moderate failure.
you
so,
only
like,
beat him. You only beat him by 2.
Which is a moderate.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I get to do anything. I'm just saying theatrically
Oh, okay. Yeah,
to
yeah.
show
that's
that
fine.
it doesn't
Yeah.
blow in my eyes. I put it in my mouth and let it go off in my mouth and spit it out.
And yeah, there's you feel a little pressure or whatever, and a lot of light pours out of your mouth, and then you spit. Crowd's eating it up. Now, Eddie. So the fight's starting. Mike, is your mic close to the speaker?
I'm on a laptop, so I'm not actually certain.
Oh.
It may very well be. Is it causing distortion feedback?
A lot of times
It's a
when
feedback,
I talk, yeah, I'm catching I'm catching the last half of the word I just said. But it wasn't doing it at the very beginning, so I don't know what's going on.
Is Zoom muted?
I did change my. Oh, you know what? I bet it's not. I bet I forgot to mute Zoom. Yeah, I did. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I just forgot to mute Zoom when I logged back on.
Okay.
Hopefully that's better.
I don't think I'm hearing it now.
Awesome.
Well, not as much.
Not as bad.
Okay. Okay, so this fight is starting up. Muscle literally snatches like a flashbang, or some kind of flare out of the air, stuffs it in his mouth. Eddie, you've never seen Muscles grow like that, though. Like he did
No, I
when he
haven't.
was walking out.
Muscle's full of surprises.
But if you're gonna do any dirt, now's the time to do it.
Let's go. Let's get them out of their cages or actually, if anyone's got the cages handled, I will hop in the ring with Muscle.
Yeah, I was planning on doing it on my own, just relying on my authority as posing for the security chief.
Okay. Yeah, you were already on your way out. So.
Oh yeah.
All right, so you're gonna jump into the ring.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, since that first fight with the guns, they've had that glass lower down, but it doesn't come flush with the edge of where you're standing. There's like a gap. So yeah, you can drop down between the glass and the land right in the sewerage. Luckily, it's not electrified yet.
Luckily. Just consider me a hazard that washed in with the sewage.
Are you saying that to collateral damage as you're coming up behind him?
Yeah.
Because he hears the splashing glances behind you. You're not catching him by surprise.
Yeah, as you fall in, Muscle's also going, "Hey, what? Get out of here!"
But when you say that to collateral damage, he just looks over his shoulder at you. Yeah, Gang Rat talked about you like you were a floater. The announcer starts talking about, hey, some kind of interference. The crowd's starting to boo because they placed money on this fight, and now we've got some interference. Collateral damage is looking between Eddie and Muscle, like, is this a hit on me? Like, he doesn't sound worried about it. It's just like, like he's confused. If you voluntarily joined the fight, why, but
no,
anyway,
Muscle could
no, go ahead.
Muscle could handle this fight. I'm here to represent all those people forced to fight.
So help me, if you interrupt me beating this man half to death, I will beat you half to death. I was having a good time. Don't you ruin this.
Now, Eddie has spent his movement getting where he's at now.
Right.
You can still take an action. Now, that action can be a speech to rise
my
up.
action's going to be hollering out to the crowd, "Now's your time."
All right, give me a willpower roll.
It's time to stand up to Gang Rat.
Just got here. I could make a cool million. And this man's ruining my fucking day.
It's like, we just stole way more than that.
I know, but it's $1 million for me. I don't have to share it. It's my hard-earned money.
Okay, the number you needed to beat was a 10. What'd you
And
roll?
I did not.
So your speech falls a little flat. You look up at the people you've just been talking to, and they're like, looking around nervous, like they're waiting for somebody else to be the first one to like rise up and to help Eddie. You hear collateral damage start laughing. Then we're out to anyone. So anyone, you quickly walk across. You look like the boss. As you walk by them, all the security guys just kind of straighten up more. Uh, if you catch one of them's eye, he just kind of gives you a respectful nod. This snake-eyed fella clearly has his workers intimidated.
The snake-eyed guard, you mean?
Yeah, the head of security.
Okay, that's me.
That's you. That's you at the moment.
Oh, wait, is he? Okay, I just want to make sure he wasn't actually there.
You're walking.
So I will.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll go into security head mode, and I'll simply bark out that there's a new plan. Release. Open up the cages.
The guy going to the cage is like, "Are you sure, boss?"
It's a brand new finale that gang rats cooked up.
So he starts rattling them off. The lady is right there from earlier is right there at the door. She looked concerned when you walked in, but when she looked at you a little bit closer, it's like she's calm. So she steps out. That one guy is starting to cry because he was told he wouldn't have to fight. He didn't have to fight today after all.
I'll make a show of grabbing him and pushing him to the front. At a certain point when I feel it's safe to say so, I will whisper to him that this is a rescue. The first chance I think I can get away with whispering that without getting noticed.
Okay.
But for now, I'll play up like I'm basically like bullying him.
All right. So yeah, you do that in your normal voice, so he realizes it's not the head of security. Now, where are you taking these people? Back through like the staging area, or back out the way you came to the arena?
You know what? I feel like maybe I should take them to where I remember the office being, where I suspect Gang Rat is.
Okay, so you take your little force and you just bolt for Gang Rat's office.
Yeah, and just to clarify, are we mic'd up to each other, or did we not want to?
Y'all didn't discuss. Y'all have the equipment to do that because we've done that before. You didn't discuss ahead of time. For me, it makes sense that you would be.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I didn't know I'd activate my unused flashback if I needed to, but I just wanted to check ahead of time if that's something that's like I didn't know that was something where we assume.
Oh yeah, nobody's used the flashbacks this week.
What's that?
That's right. Nobody's used the flashbacks this week.
That's because we actually had a plan going in, and
right,
things were kind of following that plan.
That's right. Although this is exactly where things start to go wrong, so maybe this is just according, everything.
That is true. When Eddie starts doing things, that is when the plan goes wrong.
Or me. I screwed up the last plan. Anyway, my brother.
I'm hurt.
No respect for Eddie. Yeah, I'll just mutter whatever code word we designated to indicate that basically I've corralled our malcontents and I'm heading to find Gang Rat.
Is that
y'all just hear over your radios? Better mousetrap as a go. Some of the other security guards are looking at you walk by with all these people.
I'll tell them to let's see. I will tell them to. I'll tell them to head for the arena. This is and I'll just use the same special finale.
Okay, give me a willpower roll. How convincing are you?
Oh yes, let's do that. Maybe it's time for the. You know what? I think to get a little determined about this mission here, and if I can find my character sheet again. I can't get out to view the map better. I should just I can't remember if there's a way to minimize it. Anyway, character sheet up. I do have deception. I do have that going for me.
You can go ahead and use that one.
Yeah. Do I have a roll for it? Yes, I do. And
Or
oh, first of all,
I
let me
think I
reset my. Hmm.
I think ideally, and this is me, we're better off not you going to Gang Rat, but bringing Gang Rat out to us, um, and getting the crowd worked up, and then we're all facing Gang Rat, not just you and the prisoners.
So should I still go to Gang Rat and then just plan on dragging him into the arena as opposed to finishing the confrontation there?
I think he'll come to us.
Oh, okay. You think?
If you come to
Okay.
if I'm just guessing.
Yeah, you know him
I
best.
can't predict what Jason's going to do, but if you can get those people into the crowd or into the arena, yeah, bring them into the arena.
Okay, so should I then be rerouting our escapees into the arena as well?
Yeah, because we're all going to be in the arena and we're going to call Gang Rat out. We're going to challenge him right then and there.
Okay. If you yeah, anyone's a little uh anyone will say that he's worried that or that they're worried that Gang Rat might just try to escape, but that you know, but also that you know him best. So if you don't think you don't think the rat will flee the sinking ship, then I'll
Well,
go ahead.
he he could, but he would basically be losing face with his organization.
That's true. He does. He does operate. We've already established that he does operate this thing out of fear. So yeah, saving face would be important. That's a good point. Okay. I will go ahead and I'll direct the guards to go head back to the um you know I'm gonna I'm gonna send them to I'll just order the bark at them to head back to the cages and await further orders and hope that the hopefully that the rush of the hopefully by the time they figure out what little sense that makes that we'll already have gang rat in their
Yeah.
clutches.
All right. Give
Plus,
me a give me a willpower roll.
Okay,
there'll be
I'll
fewer
definitely
questions.
And this would definitely involve your deception.
yeah, and I'll definitely spend a determination point because I know this is already a shitty lie. May I activate I could be anyone to get a bonus on this roll?
Sure. That fits in with you disguise. Part of the deception, why deception works for this role is the whole passing yourself off as the boss.
Okay, so I'm rolling a 1d6
Mm-hmm.
plus 5 for the awareness. Oh no, for the willpower. Wait, what's my willpower again? I think it's only 4. It's 4. So plus 4, plus 3 for the deception, plus 2 for the determination point for the improved effort. So I think that's everything. Here we go.
So 13, you needed to beat a 6. That is a massive success. The guards snap to and head off.
Awesome.
You know, you hear one of them mumble something about, new finale, and another was like, yeah, they never tell us anything.
Right. Well, I was counting on. And I'll also whisper to the crier next to me that again, don't worry, I've got friends in there, just so he doesn't think I'm faking him out and leading him to the arena for me to be slaughtered.
The pale woman is telling, oh, we can trust him.
She probably knows the entire plan if she read all my recent memories.
That's true. Though there's some improvisation here, but yeah. So we'll end with y'all running up the stairs to get back to the arena, though y'all aren't quite there yet. Then it is Muscle's turn. So Muscle, he shot the flare at you. You stuffed it in your mouth, let it go off, spit it out. the whole conversation when Eddie jumped down has happened. What are you doing now?
I'll start walking towards my opponent. I'll look at Eddie. Don't you interrupt this. Hey, I'm going to take a swing at you. And I get up there and take a swing at him.
All right. So you move across the circle to try to punch him.
And I throw an 11 out. Because I'm rolling a lot of 3s today.
Ignore that roll. I hit one. Well, I didn't hit the wrong button. I was rolling for something else. But he's definitely got more than a 3 to his.
I'm happy to ignore that max roll you made.
All right, so you land the blow.
8 points.
All right. You punch him. You hit him right on. You hit him right in the chest, right on kind of a peck, if you will. Where I described they were kind of squarish, like there's implants up under there. You feel something crack up under there.
Oh.
He doesn't grunt. He doesn't look like it hurt him or anything. I mean, no more than 2 super strong guys punching each other is going to hurt.
Yeah.
It has an effect on him. In fact, it reminds you of when you punched, a costume vigilante type guy that had like ceramic plates in his armor. It felt like a ceramic plate breaking, like this dude's got ceramic plates built in.
Yeah, it makes sense. They're replaceable. They're bulletproof, sorta. They're good for a fight, then you change them out. And I'll stop after that and be like, you good to keep going?
Of course.
Why? I meant like, did you want to pause it until the floater gets out? I just didn't want to kill the crowd on it,
Yeah. If he minds his own business, I don't care what happens. As long as he minds his own business, I don't care. If he gets within swinging range of us, we both just swing on him. It's fair.
Fair enough.
Then it is. Oh no! This is where I put in the thing I just rolled. No. He would go first. All right, so you would run over to him. He rears back with that big meat hook hand. It's got the gun barrel, but it's also got the blade up underneath it. And he comes down with that. So prowess v prowess.
That 10. Oh, the 8. Okay.
No, the 10 was what he was rolling to try to dodge when you hit him.
All right. So the 8.
That's not a good roll at all. But yeah, 8's the number to beat.
14. Or if he's not human enough to count, 13.
And he still moves like a human and stuff. So.
All right. 14. That means I get an auto hit.
That means you get an auto hit.
8 more points. Let's rack it up on this bad boy.
Another ceramic plate breaks. Oh, you feel it crack.
Oh, does he just have like a blade of armor?
He's got a good bit of armor.
But it wears out.
A reasonable bit, but yes, it's a blade of it.
Okay.
So where, only a couple of points got through the last time, a little bit more gets through this time, you wear him down.
Oh, wait, sorry. The term in Icons is degrades, but...
Yeah. A blade of armor is what it is. Degrade is the game term for it. So that's that's a free shot that you got on his turn. Then we drop down to 9. And that's when part of the roof busts in.
So help me if I do not get my $1 million for this shit.
As you say that, you hear a voice above you say, "Crime doesn't pay."
I look at
Yes, it does. I literally have a fortune from it.
I look at Muscle and say, the mission isn't the $1 million.
just had the thing earlier. Where did it go?
So help me, if this is the Majestics again, I'm about to start cleaning house on them.
No, it is not the Majestics. What you see...
If it's the Primes, I'm cleaning house on them.
That would be amusing, but no.
Something tells me you might not be able to clean house on the Prime.
Not the
Don't think
Prime, it's
any
just
of
the
us have any-
Primes. The kiddos.
Oh, yeah, maybe so.
You could hold your own with the kiddos at least. All right, and the
Who-
person that dropped
Who's this
down.
clown?
Let me get back to the top where I've got the. You see a man in blue in a blue and white outfit, big atomic symbol on his chest, big white cape, white boots. He probably does not want to step in the sewage.
Oh no.
Muscle, give me a
You know
roll
who
to
it
see if you
is?
recognize this hero.
Can I roll internally for how bad this is about to be?
I don't know what you're talking about.
In my heart and soul, I know this is gonna hurt. Alright. What is this? Intellect or awareness?
What do you roll for your knowledge when you're checking out supervillains or super villains heroes? That I thought you had a specialty for it.
I history, heroes, and villains. Yeah.
Yeah, that's intelligence. Yeah.
Okay. 5.
All right. All right, and the difficulty was or the number you had to beat was 7. You don't recognize this guy. He must be new.
Fun.
But yeah, you know, you complain about the $1 million as he comes flying down, talking about crime not paying. He screams to the crowd that you're all under arrest. And then he looks at the big guy in the ring. Well, the other big guy in the ring. Not Muscle. He's not paying much attention to Muscle. But he screams at collateral damage. Where's Gang Rat? And that is his action for the round. Then it's Eddie.
Can I roll to see if I recognize him?
Sure,
I don't have
give me-
any specialty. No specialties or anything that would give me a bonus, but
But if you're from Detroit, you might keep up, or have worked in Detroit, you might keep up with the news in Detroit a little bit. So go ahead and give me a roll.
is it awareness?
In your case, I would say yes, just because it's whether you'd have noticed him on the news or not. Difficulty is going to be a little higher for you though, because you're using awareness as opposed to having like book knowledge on these kind of guys. Anyway, number you need to beat's a 10.
Oh, I'm not going to beat a 10. There's not a chance. I obviously did
He rolled
not.
a 5 on the dice, so. No, he you don't recognize this hero from when you were running around, back when you were running around Detroit regularly.
I'll just look at the guys like, you moron, we're here to take care of Gang Rat.
Is Eddie the Lizard, or is Black Dragon's a known villain?
Yeah, he's at least, known as second string villain, not an A-lister that everyone's going to know by any means, but
All right, so 8 is the number for him to beat.
and I'll also add, plus, Muscle here was having fun.
Okay, so the difficulty he had to roll was an 8. He rolled an 8. So Eddie, he looks at you. Hang on a second.
The feedback's rough.
Oh, sorry, I turned my mic back on. Sorry.
So yeah, so when you say that, Curtis, or when Eddie says that, this guy looks over at Eddie, squints a little bit. Green Dragon?
It's Black Dragon.
Oh, that's right. I thought that was weird because you're green. I mean, not that you have to name yourself green just because you're green. This isn't the 60s. But are you moving or taking an action?
No.
All right. Anyone, you and your crew are now flooding up. I'll put your miniature where you're at, or your token where you're at, and just assume that those other folks are crowded around you. And you heard the crash, and then when you get up there, you've got this figure floating there above everybody.
Oh boy. All right, do I recognize Mr. Manhattan?
Oh, that's right. I did label the handout, didn't I?
The straight up intelligence? Oh, yeah, that's the only reason.
It's intelligence.
Yeah, we all knew his name, but only because it was on the picture.
It's intelligence if you're like going from like knowledge, you keep a running tally of supervillains and heroes. Curtis rolled his awareness, or rolled Eddie's awareness to see if Eddie had like noticed him in the news, recently.
I do have a contact knack. I suppose it would be out of range to make Mr. Manhattan my contact.
He's a little new, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, so yeah, I guess this will just be straight up intellect then.
Unless you wanted to burn your flashback.
Which I have, yeah, I do still have a remaining.
Would you like to have burned your flashback to like try to make contact with a hero in the city?
You know what? My concern is that might get in the way of us getting the information we wanted out of
Okay, well, you can just make
actually, that we might be able to turn this to our advantage.
Yeah, if you just want to roll with it, that's cool too.
I'll be honest, Mike. I had sort of figured that we wouldn't be able to get it directly out of Gangrat. We'd have to get it out of his like second in command after everything was done. Although Muscle's already suspicious
that I'm actually anyone, and that I'm actually a hero. Oh shit!
No,
sorry, I was just. Oh no, I'm still connected via. Sorry, I forgot I was still connected via Discord.
No, I was saying we would. I figured we'd have to get the information out of Gangrat's second in command once he was gone. That he wouldn't actually ever give us the information.
Oh, so your idea was thinking that we'd get the info out of Gangrat's second in command?
I thought that was a possibility that we would have to rely on.
All right. Anyway, dude's floating here, Mike. What are you doing?
Anyway, sorry. Right. So
you can make an intellect roll to see if you recognize him. Number to beat is 10.
Oh yeah.
Nope, he must be new.
I've never heard of this guy. I will simply ask. Yeah, none of us know him, so. Would this be I hate to pull the time clock excuse, but is there any way we could make this a cliffhanger, or do we need to wrap this up in this session?
No, we're not on. We are not on a like issue limit like we were last season. Okay. And you're right, it's 4:20, and yeah, I don't see this wrapping up cleanly anytime soon.
Yeah, I do need to be. I do need to leave for somewhere in 10 minutes.
Oh, that's right. You did mention you had something afterwards. You're right. I'm sorry, I forgot all about that, or I'd already pulled the plug.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
But yeah, so y'all come flooding up. This is a good spot to stop. roll 20 and see where we're at in the initiative order.
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, y'all are in the middle of this fight. You just pulled up. The people you brought up with you start spreading out, attacking the clients. You know, the people the people that have been, you know, betting on and enjoying their suffering all this time. So all that and this unrecognized hero floating there. And we will start up there next time. I guess the Detroit City Meltdown gets a... Or the Detroit Meltdown gets a part 2.
It's a special
Before we
exercise.
disconnect, I will say that our next session is on Mother's Day.
Okay, well then we will probably skip that and do the one after one.
Yeah, because I will not be able to make it.
Yeah, that's fine. Skipping holidays makes sense.
No,
I'm glad you mentioned it because I wouldn't have thought of it.
We're just doing a 1 week skip for that.
We'll skip next play time and we'll play our next regular session.
Okay.
So anybody that comes by and watches this, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you'll show up for part 2, and I guess it'll be a month since we're skipping Mother's Day. I hope you guys had fun. I enjoyed running this one.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
And we will see y'all next time. Again, I was your game master for the day, Jason, and with me was Curtis, aka Black Dragon, Mike, aka Anyone, and Taylor, aka Muscle, the Muscle.
See you.
And we will see y'all next time.